Hit me with that saxophone. All right, you ready? Let's do this. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get that intro going. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. It took me 2 weeks, but I figured out how to do it. I am the master at intros. I am the master at intros. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you.
Kevin Ovation Sidonio here.
Whoa. What is this? This is like
an alternate universe, yeah.
Where Kevin comes in, he's all prepared and stuff.
I just had to recite my name and then my gamer tag.
Oh, were you? You're just Aaron Cybertron zanging it.
No, I'm Kevin Ovation Sidonioing it.
I see. It doesn't work as well with me. Oh, it's Michael Still Just Mike Bussa here.
It's Mike Still Just Mike.
That's just a full mouthful of words right there.
I guess you could just say Still Just Mike Bussa.
Yeah. That's fair. It's Still Just Mike Bussa here.
That's better.
Yeah. Okay.
Your first name can be Still, and then your middle name could be just Mike.
We have found our internet personas, is what just happened. Wow.
It took 80 episodes.
80 episodes, and yet here we are, 81 weeks of Pokésports, and here we are.
We identify as ourselves.
I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to live with myself. We probably are going to have to do a midweek episode at some point, because I'm just going to be like, wow, we've been doing Pokésports for as many episodes as we have, plus 1 week, now that we've taken a break.
Yeah, we took a break, guys. Did you guys notice we weren't here last week?
We'll talk about it on the podcast. But first of all, I want to welcome everybody. Lupus, as always, good to see you. I see a lot of people are getting their Premier Balls now, which is awesome.
That means we have it.
What?
That means we have it also.
I guess so. If I don't, then I'll be very sad.
No, we don't. We're sad.
Oh, no.
We just get a golden name. We're just made of gold.
I don't even think my Still Just Mike YouTube account is modded. So, if that says anything about me, if I come into the Pokésports streams, I'm just a guy.
You're nobody, Mike.
I'm not.
No. Oh no.
You begin to wonder why you came. All right. Let's do a podcast, why don't we? Today is a Pokésports day where we talk about Pokésports things in a Pokésports way. Hope y'all are ready. Wait a second. I just fully shouted out Lupus and then nobody else.
Lupus. Bye, everyone.
Recanting what I was doing. I was like, wait a second. I didn't even say anything about Samuel or Colton, Antonio. Good to see you, Vic. Great to see all the people who get to make it after not being able to make it, or get to make it after missing out last week, like all of us, including us. Anyway, here we go. Pokésports Podcast, number 80. I almost said 18.
We're off to a good start.
Hello and welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike, and I play with one Pokemon on the field.
I'm Kevin, and I actually played Pokemon this week.
I'm Mike, and I play with 1 week off. Welcome back to Pokésports, everybody. It's been 1 week since you heard from us. Turned your head to the side and said, "Where's Pokésports? Where's Pokésports?"
We're here.
Yeah. We took a break. I want to thank you, first off, all the lovely people who gave us their well-wishings and all that good stuff. I know that it kind of came kind of randomly, but there was just, one, so little that was going on last week, and two, so much that was going on in both of our lives that we were just like, you know what, we need a break for the first time in a long time ever.
Also, some slight miscommunication between us.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. Week before, when we did episode 79, Mike was like, maybe if next week isn't so week intensive, we should take a break off. And Kevin's reptile brain was like, okay, next week off. So then when Mike was calling Kevin for episode 80, which was supposed to be last week, Kevin was sleeping.
That's all good.
And then that's how that happened.
Well, it made sense though, because like I was thinking the whole day, I was like, I should probably talk to Kevin. We should probably just like officially cancel the episode. But neither of us did that. So Monday he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I thought we were canceling it." I'm like, "Yeah, we should probably talk about those things more." But hey, we got there and we ended up communicating that to the Discord, which was to a very nice reception, and it actually kind of alerted me to the fact that we hadn't taken a break in a year and a half.
Thanks to everyone who was genuinely concerned as well.
Oh,
people were like, "You guys okay?" And we're like, "Yeah,
we're good."
We're fine.
Kevin's just sleepy, and Mike is stressed. So
here we are.
Yeah, but we're back. We are ready to get back into Pokemon at a time that is, I don't know if Pokemon's ready to get back into Pokemon.
Pokemon's not ready for us, Mike.
Yeah, Pokemon's not ready for us. But things are continuing to go on as thankfully the community is trying their best to keep things alive. Like Joe UX9. Joe UX9, one of the, I would say, top contenders at people who will do all that they can to keep competitive Pokemon going, is now hosting a Series 9 Draft League with a bunch of Pokemon content creators. I assume that our invite is in the mail.
Yes.
But, I mean... No, he's got,
probably just forgot to communicate it with us the same way we forgot to communicate last episode.
Yeah, that's it. We were sleeping. 16 of your favorite Pokemon content creators, such as the Battle Room and Jin Furai, who we've spoken with a few times. What a fun guy. Poke Alex, Steph of Anime, very close friend of mine, Ashton Cox, Necra, who we had on the podcast before, as well as Steph of Anime. Pokemon Cast, who we've also had on the podcast, Osiris, Sierra Dawn, Pokebros, all of those good people and so much more going to be doing a draft league together. So those ought to be some pretty interesting games that I will certainly be watching. Kevin, what do you think?
I think that they got to do something to make Series 9 more enjoyable. I know definitely Joe UX9 is one of those people that are very disappointed with Series 9 in general. And that'll be a theme for today's episode. Not that we're going to just
harp on the disappointment.
Yeah. We're not going to just talk about how bad Series 9 is. I actually played some Series 9 games and I wasn't sad about it. Like, I was having fun while playing those games. The series isn't bad. It's just the fact we're doing it again. And that's exactly how Joe UX9 feels, is exactly how most people feel, and that's why a lot of people are taking a break, and I'm pretty sure this is the least played series in a long time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, it very well may not be, and maybe it's just because like we're not playing it as much that it feels like less people are playing it, but I feel like less people are playing it. Certainly less people are talking about it.
Less content creators are playing it,
yes,
for sure.
Yes. They're going to some other games. which is a little disheartening. I wish that, we would all be sticking it out right now, but at the same time, I also totally understand.
Mm.
Yeah. There is one tweet that he made a good 5 days ago, just because I'm still on his Twitter page. Says, why didn't we just have Series 7 for 6 months and then go to Series 8, then dual restricted to follow up? Replaying a series is very enjoyable. IML waited a few weeks to make sure I for sure felt that way. And I agree. Like, just have a longer Series 7, go into Series 8, and then go into 2 legendaries.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Don't give us candy, then take it away. It doesn't feel good.
Right.
We can't miss what we don't know that we missed, It's like if we don't know how a restricted mon feels, we can't miss it that much. Yeah. Granted, and this is coming from a person like me who has the opinion that Series 8 was not that good. I didn't like 1 restricted. I think would be better with 2, just because I feel like I need more options. I don't want to feel like I have to bring Zacian or else I'm missing out. At least I could bring Zacian and bring Zacian's friend with it,
No, right, exactly. Zacian and Zacian's friend. I do really want to do an episode on that. What would a dual restricted meta look like? I want to see what 2 legendaries works super well with each other, because I'm sure there are potential metas out there for that. Meanwhile, though, with the break that we did take, Kevin, how was your extra week?
It was good. I think the fact that I took a break, like a legitimate break, is what gave me the Pokemon itch again.
Really?
Because, yeah, it's like, like I said before, you can't really miss something unless you just remove it from your life entirely. And I have literally not played a single game on Battle Spot since the Players' Cup for qualifiers. And I think the reason, a lot of people asked, like I was actually scrolling through our YouTube comments, a lot of people asked, like, where the daily videos went, what happened. Just some, like, DMs on Discord ask what happened. It's just so many. I guess we'll talk about why I stopped playing for a while.
Yeah.
And I'll preface this with some good news. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday. So if you missed it, go watch it. There's some Battle Stadium. It was mainly my disappointment with how my Players' Cup run went. I feel like I didn't do well. And when you lose a game that you spend so much time in, or like when you don't do well in a game that you spend so much time in, you're just like, why am I playing this game? And then at the same time, just trying to study for my real estate exam, failed that 4 times, and then you're just like, well, why am I studying for this exam?
And then you passed.
So there's just a lot of disappointment on top of it itself, right? It's just like, well, I gotta either be good at Pokemon or be good at this real estate thing. Which one should I be good at? I can't do both.
No, I totally get what you're saying. And that kind of comes with being a content creator as well. Like there's a certain amount of ego that goes with it, like a healthy amount of ego, right? Like you're trying to show off the best that you can do at the game in order to get people excited about it and get people watching you for it. And so when you go into a tournament like that and have such a negative experience going through it, in things that like you already know are just like so nasty about Series 8 and things that like you don't really like about the game at the moment, it's like it's so hard to jump right back in and be like, yeah, no, okay, I do really like this game and I am like really into this game. I don't like the game always, and I think that's indicative of everybody. Everybody gets like that sometimes. Sometimes you need to take a little break from it. As for videos on the channel, we'll see if regular uploads return. I don't think they will for the next little bit, just because Series 9 is Series 9. But what that does mean is that streaming will be happening a lot more, which for those who miss streams can always watch them as videos if that's how they want to consume their content. I as well will be streaming this week. I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday. And then from there, we're going to be, kind of easing our way back in. But we definitely want to get back to a point where we were, streaming for the people on YouTube, because there are a lot of people there, Kevin. Oh my gosh. We just looked today and there's, 8,500 subscribers, 8,500 people who are like, yeah, okay, these guys are, if not good, then at least entertaining mildly. So might as well actually do stuff for them. As well, I guess I'll use that as a jumping off point for me this past week. For me, as some people might know, I landed myself a pretty fun new job a good 6-7 months ago. Been working extremely hard at that, and then just recently they proposed that I start learning this very, very interesting tool, which has been taking up most of my time, just trying to understand. Right now it has me looking at like virtual reality and like Unreal Engine and that kind of stuff, and it's stuff that I am just not familiar with, so I'm like really trying to dive into that. So it's gotten me incredibly busy, but at the same time,
sounds intimidating.
It is. It is.
Sounds very intimidating.
Hey, let's just toss you into virtual reality.
I have a hard time dealing with actual reality.
Right? Right? And so, being out of the Pokemon space for a little while is like, I was never particularly a pro player in VGC to begin with, but certainly like to create videos as the only person on the channel would have been a severe dip in our winnings overall. As well as, just I think that would have burned me out as I tried to work through this. But now things are starting to get a little easier. I'm starting to get it a little bit more, so I finally have a little bit more time on my hands, which is so nice. So yeah,
it's mostly bad timing. Yeah,
incredibly.
Back to what you were saying about ego, just because I found that really interesting. Because I turn into a complete weenie baby the second someone suggests something I could have done better.
Yeah.
And I know I do.
A lot of people do.
That's the first thing that's how you. I shouldn't tell people this, but that's the one thing you could do to really trigger me while I'm streaming live. Just suggest what I could have done better.
I get that. You like the New Jersey comes out in you when you're like, hey, come on, man. What are you talking about?
Who's in the Players Cup? Me. So.
Nah. Yeah.
And then I don't qualify.
That's okay. It was a tough one, this Players Cup. It was in a meta that was so very different from the one that had been going on for like an exorbitantly long time. Series 7 went on for so long, and then Series 8 was not here for quite as long, and then you had to go and compete against other people who were just like really, 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 really good. So a lot of people with more natural talent were coming through than people who were like practiced. That kind of
we
thing.
Also didn't bring Zacian or Sun, so
yeah. It turns out that wasn't a great idea.
At an immediate disadvantage, really quickly.
You're trying to prove yourself with the Zamazenta, and like that's cool. But
like, let's just say that I picked the wrong game.
Yeah, that was more of a monster. This was, yeah, you know what? That's another thing too. Is Pokemon had Sword and Shield rather had so much momentum for the first year and a year and a half, I should say, and then right around that time, Players Cup 4, you've got like all of these new and exciting games coming out that Nintendo's like trying to quote unquote distract you with, like, how about this one? Hey, we're making a new Pokemon Snap. We're making a Monster Hunter. We're making a this. We're making a that. So it's hard to keep your attention on just Pokemon when you're, just nobody expects you to just no life it,
Yeah, like Monster Hunter definitely took 75 hours worth of practice time from Players Cup 4, if I'm going to be entirely honest.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. And I
Spent
mean,
a lot
that's
of time on
fair,
that game.
right? Like, you're not, you are not chained to this game.
Mm-hmm.
You are allowed to go and enjoy other games. And I think that's a lesson that we can impart on our listeners, is just that, you know, like, sometimes you need to take a break from the game in order to remain competitive. You need to figure out a interval of time that works for you. Maybe that's a week, maybe that's even a month, maybe that's the entire series. Maybe you skip out on series 9, maybe you skip out on series 10. Who knows? Whatever keeps you interested. But then, you know, try and find a way to enter back in and see if that itch hits you like it hit Kevin and myself.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, this break that we took was beneficial to both of our mental health.
For sure.
At least me, because like I said, it got to a point where I didn't want to play Pokemon, and I was still uploading videos and playing Pokemon. I was just like, I don't wanna. And then, you know, it got to the point where I wasn't doing that, and I was like, you know what I miss doing? And then I opened Showdown up. I was like, oh, these kids don't know what's happening right now.
Oh, that's going to be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about what I experienced in the Showdown ladder after the break. But just to give you guys a little bit of a taste, what happened, guys? Like, Pokésports leaves for 1 month and you forget how to play the game entirely? Like, yikes.
You have to have a certain amount of ego in this.
I got from 1,000 rating. I think that's the base rating of Showdown, right?
Okay.
Got from 1,000 because the Pokésports account was still at 0. It was still at the base, the bare minimum. And I laddered all the way up to like 1390 right now. In like a day, I was like, come on, guys.
Wow. Wow. So, I don't know. Like, should we? No, let's not go to a break just yet. Before we talk about what you've experienced on Showdown, or maybe there's no way around this, what have you been seeing as the... No, not, you know what? No. Not what you've been experiencing. Let's talk about the actual current meta. Now, we still have our stats on Peakalytics. Just before the break, we'll remind people and remind ourselves about what we're seeing out there right now. So Incineroar is the answer. Yeah, Incineroar is the answer to that question. 36% usage.
Oh yeah, that's not changing anytime soon. Mm-mm. We got Finny still here at the top. Very interesting to me is how relevant Landorus is right now. Landorus was never this high up in Series 7, and I don't quite know why it's high up right now. I find it really ironic since I did not encounter a lot today, but I guess it just intimidates real good. I know Glacier is like super popular now that they got rid of Zacian. Glacier's the new snowball character, right? You just kind of Dynamax it, set up Trick Room Sweep after you get 1 KO. So maybe just Intimidate spam is the way to go, which makes me think, hey, where's your competitive Mons? Where's your Defiant Mons? And I don't see them in top 10. I don't see them at all. So
interesting.
This could just be a case of Intimidate getting completely unchecked and no one doing anything about it.
And that does kind of track if you look at what the top 10 Pokemon are right now. Interestingly, Series 7, the top 10 Pokemon all have above 20% usage. For context, in Series 8, the amount of Pokemon above 20% was only 7. You only had 7 Pokemon above 20% usage. In Series 7, you had, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon above 20% usage. The 10th, by the way, is Amoonguss, sitting at 19.63. The Amoonguss factor was huge in Series 7. In Series 8, not so much. Amoonguss is down to 7.23%. Down 12%. There's a very, very big disparity in Amoonguss usage.
I still find it very funny how every single redirect Mon stays at the exact same percentage. We have in DDF, Togekiss, Clefairy, and Amoonguss all at 7%-ish.
It's actually very true. But yeah, no, we have such a large amount of Pokemon above 20%. And what that means is that you have a very solidified meta. Incineroar has less usage compared to last series. However, you have such a very centralized group of mons, including Tapu Fini, including Regieleki, including Porygon 2. Porygon 2 is back with a vengeance in Series 9. You have both Urshifus being used above 20% of the time, which is different than what we had before. Urshifu Rapid Strike was not used nearly as much, is used a lot now, mostly because probably of the high Incineroar usage and the high Landorus usage. Getting that critical surging strikes. Thank you. It's been a whole week. Getting that critical surging strikes, 3 hits, is huge against both Landorus and Incineroar. But the rest of the, like, most of these Pokemon are physical, which is crazy to me. Like,
explains
really, Urshifu. Yeah. That's why the Intimidate is so prevalent. Yeah.
And it's not being checked. I don't know if it's not being checked because people just don't want to, or they don't know how to.
Right.
I don't know why I have this mentality that a lot of good players fell off. So I feel like the meta just lags behind a little bit because they're less creativity coming out from the community. But I mean, guys, just use Thundurus or just use Milotic. You have a lot of options here.
That
Heck,
is
use
actually
Bisharp
very true.
for all I care. Yeah, it's like they don't, like, Thundurus is so lower than I thought it would be. Thundurus is tied with Zapdos. I never expected that to happen.
Huh. And not even Galarian Zapdos. We're talking like regular Zapdos.
Yeah, just Zapdos.
Also,
just the other electric flying type.
Yeah. I am also very surprised that Galarian Zapdos is not even seeing a % usage. Again, because it has Defiant. Like, that is an Incineroar killer.
Milotic's sitting at 151. Milotic can literally deal with Incin and Landorus at the same time.
It's like people drafted 10 Pokemon and they were like, these are what we're using this series. Let's go.
I don't know. It all comes back to creativity. But at the same time, the bottom of the ladder is a scary place. And we'll talk about that after the break and after Mike gets some water.
Swampert's at 0.71%. See you after the break. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Go drink water, Mike.
Be right back.
I, unlike Mike, have water prepared in front of me. How are you guys doing? P2 Electric Boogaloo. Pretty much, yeah. First time watching the podcast. What's up, Dragonair Jordan? Welcome. Watching live. People just using Trick Room, Lagging Tail, and KOing Thundy. Oh, that's sad. Okay. Makes a little bit of sense. Big Boris says, I think it's because Glacier isn't being used as much because of Celesteela. What is Celesteela usage right now? Celesteela usage is 13.51. That is actually higher than I expected it to be. That's higher than Venucool, which is impressive just to say that, you know? Being higher than Venucool is being pretty relevant.
You have done me a kindness. You have done me a grand kindness that I will never forever be able to pay you back for.
How's your esophagus?
Oh, it's so much better. It is hydrated.
Something we forgot to mention. Celesteela is actually above Venucool right now. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's spicy.
I found it interesting that Celesteela is so close to Urshifu, or that Colossal is half of Urshifu Rapid Strikes. I thought that eventually Urshifu Rapid Strike just became the only like major enabler of Colossal next to Dragapult.
It just became the friend, you know?
Yeah. Like Urshifu and Dragapult are being used without Colossals now.
Yeah. Like Venusaur is next to Torkoal for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It belongs there. But yeah, strange.
Strange times we live in.
Isn't Celesteela being high usage just more reason to run a Thundurus, Zapdos, or Rotom? I feel like that's just more reason.
I guess so.
People are saying that a Lagging Tail onto Thundurus and then KOing it is what people do if they encounter Thundurus.
Lagging Tail with Grimmsnarl?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. 22% on the lagging tail. I can see it. That makes sense to me. Yep. Most people are still using light clay though.
What if you just hold a lagging tail? That way you give them a lagging tail.
Ooh. See, but it's interesting too with Grimmsnarl because so much of what Grimmsnarl does is the same thing. Like you could go lagging tail and trick it onto somebody, or you can just go light clay and put up a screen, and you're also taking less damage. So you either take less damage up front or you make them go last, which oftentimes is like, you know, apples to apples.
Yeah, to make you take less damage.
Right.
Travis Norton says, I have a gnarly Arctivish team. Yo, what are the mods?
Let's see them mons. Mons or it didn't happen.
Let's see if I could just search for Arctovish here on Picolytics and predict your mons.
Probably. So we've got an Arctivish team. Arctivish usually run with Heatran almost exclusively, probably by the person who is running the Arctovish team.
Probably by Travis.
Yeah, probably by Travis, yeah. Alecki Lando Lead and Electro Web, Max Rockfall, you also see a lot. Screech Alecki is also picking up in usage. That makes sense to me. I don't really know why Screech Alecki wasn't used too much before.
I think Screech so misses. Reggie, I think Screech misses, right?
Does it?
I think it's like 80%. There has to be a reason people don't use it.
Yes, it's 85%. Very good.
Yeah. Does it attack both of them? It does hit both foes. So I guess that's the one benefit from it. But 85%, guys, I mean, might as well be 0. Oh, but it lowers by 2 stages.
2 stages.
I guess
yeah.
It's a very high risk, but high reward.
You can fully go for Regieleki Landorus. Is that what was? Yeah, that's exactly what was said. And instead of going for Max Rockfall, just go for a Rock Slide and just go for like maximum dice roll. But you can knock out both Pokemon in the first turn.
That's spicy.
Yeah. Go for a Screech, reduce both by 2 stages, go for a Rock Slide, and then they're both gone. Oops.
Oh, yikes. Landorus is pretty scary now I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
Landorus also deals with Bisharp very well.
Yeah. Travis, yes, definitely drop that in the rental codes chat in Discord. Love to see it. Okay, let's go back to the podcast.
Now that Mike's tonsils are nice and moist, let's go
one
ahead
more time, just. Here we go.
Plug.
Welcome back to Pokésports. Ladies and gentlemen, we have decided that the new meta includes leading with a Regieleki, leading with a Landorus, going for Screech, which targets both Pokemon, hitting that 85% accuracy on both Pokemon, reducing both defenses by 2, and then going for a Rock Slide, which will KO both Pokemon. Doesn't matter what those first 2 Pokemon are, they're going to go down.
If you guys would like to influence the way that we think about the game, join us live on youtube.com/Pokésports. And then we have a break.
Yeah. You know, I realized that darn accent, it hurts us sometimes.
That accent?
Yeah.
Me?
No, on Pokésports. Your accent. Your Jersey accent.
My Jersey coffee?
Mm-hmm. Coffee?
Or coffee.
If you were to search up youtube.com/Pokésports without an accent, sometimes it goes through, but other times it does not.
I guess for me it goes through.
Yeah, right?
I guess I would need a clean account because...
Like if I go like incognito right now and I go to youtube.com/Pokésports without an accent, it does take it to us. Yeah, it does take it to us. That's
okay, good. We've become the #1 Pokésports.
Maybe it's because we overtook them, but for a while there, it would bring us to like some non-subscriber channel. And if you looked it up on like Social Blade, it wouldn't bring it to our channel. It would only be if you put the accented E on the URL. So it
Do
had to be
people even know?
youtube.com/Pokésports.
Pretty sure half the people watching us don't even know how to get that accent on their keyboard.
Right. I mean, I'm Canadian, so I have the luxury of just like control shifting my language settings and changing
Oh,
it
you have
to.
like a French keyboard? I know that's I had for some reason I had a computer with a French keyboard, and it wasn't even a Canadian computer. I just had a
Well,
laptop with a French keyboard on it.
I did like add that in, and you can add that in. Any Windows computer can add that in, and it just like changes certain things, like your question mark becomes something that's completely not a question mark. It's yeah, that's actually the accented E if you press the question mark while under French settings. But then you can just swap it back by pressing Control and Shift. And maybe I taught somebody something.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
I think it's Alt 0233. If anyone else is curious, there it is. Lucas just confirmed it for me.
Alt 0223. There you go.
Oh, I was wrong. Never mind.
Yeah, the Alt keys. I remember those. Let me see if that actually works on mine. Alt 0.
You know what's wild?
Oh, that's a
and
B
I didn't
for...
make. You know what's wild? And I didn't make the connection until now.
Yeah.
My punch code for work is 223.
What is that? What, did
like
you
when
just
I go to my
dox yourself? What happened?
No, because there's 3 other numbers in the beginning.
Oh.
But like, if you go to my time clock, that's the number to punch me in. Is 223.
Wild. Wow.
That's
so
crazy.
Like you have
I am the
E.
accented E.
Whoa.
We're in a simulation, guys.
We live in a society.
You ever heard of the Mandela effect?
Yes.
This is the Mandela effect at its finest. We all remember my punch code.
Wow.
But we don't all remember the accented E.
We can all go to work as Kevin. I love this. Thank you. You have delivered us a kindness, and we're all.
If you want to punch me in when I'm not there, I don't mind.
That's fair.
Go ahead.
There's so many ways to support us. You can go to patreon.com/Pokésports join a tier. You can go to YouTube, join as a member. You know, it all works. You can even go and just punch in to work as Kevin.
Make sure to go back in 8.5 hours.
Also, make sure you do a really good job so that he can get promoted. That is very important. Okay. So before we talk about Kevin's experience on Pokemon Showdown, I want to quickly address for all of the patrons who are listening, our monthly league. Series 9 league did not happen. Series 9 month 1 league did not happen. We had a bit of a snafu with Series 8 league where it took much longer than expected because we tried something a little different. So what we're going to do at the beginning of June, maybe even a day or two before the next podcast, certainly, I'm going to put out signups for next month's league. We're going to have that go. But in order to make up for this month's league, rather than just the person who came in first getting a shirt and the person in second getting a pin, both people in first and second next month will be receiving a Pokésports shirt of their choice from the Pokésports merch store. So there is that, as well as pins.
It won't make a difference because I'll be in first. Only when you guys are getting a shirt.
Right.
Sorry.
And Kevin donates his shirts to himself. He just doesn't.
You could have my older ones. I'll keep the newer ones.
He's just going to send a non-Pokésports shirt. You're going to get like a Rush t-shirt.
You could have this shirt.
There's so much history.
2013.
There's so much history in that shirt.
It's an old shirt, trust me. And hey, it still holds up.
Yeah. From a dead company that just didn't work. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that's for next month. Kevin, let's talk about your experience in Series 9 Pokemon Showdown.
I have one question. What are you guys doing? I played. See, I wasn't expecting anything crazy from the bottom of the ladder, right? Surely I wasn't expecting to see. I wrote it down. I got Pokemon like Azumarill, I got Sigilyph, Kingler, a lot of Pikachu. I had 3 games against the Pikachu. I won't say it, but you guys know what I'm thinking. Machamp. Tangrowth.
Oh.
I don't know, Mike. Hawlucha. Did someone make a video about Hawlucha? That was another one I had like 3 games against. I had Gardevoir.
There is a version of us that like is thrilled by this. Because back in Series 7, we were all about playing with the non-meta Pokemon. We were all about the meta breakers. Yeah. We were all about the meta breakers. And now where we're actually seeing it, we're like, what are you doing?
We're just so disgusted. I mean, we were all about meta breakers in a series that we played for 3 months.
Yeah.
But here we are now. But after not playing for, the majority of it so far, I mean, we're almost done with this month, right? We're just like, guys, what's going on? I'm not done yet. Runerigus.
Oh.
Jinx. I had Scizors. I had Serenas, which I was happy about. I love the Serenas.
I do like seeing Serenas, yeah.
But like, Avalugg was another one I had too. Did I miss something?
I mean, I'm sure you did, because it sounds like you played against only Pokemon that we've never seen. Also, I'm so happy that we can validate all of the weeks that you were like, oh, Sing Pikachu's going to be in the meta.
I went against 3 and only one of them used Sing. I'll say it right now.
All you need. That is all you need.
And guess what? It missed.
Oh, no. Oh.
So, I mean...
I so badly wish we were documenting that. Where we just have like montage music going up to it. And it's like, oh, here we go. Pikachu used Sing. And it missed. Oh.
I gotta say, it's a weird place that I'm in, and I think at 1350s maybe I'll start seeing more meta teams now.
Definitely. It almost 100% had to do with the fact that you started mid-month at 0 rating.
I had a feeling. A part of me, I was like, when I first started going against these Pokemon, I was like, maybe people are just trying to remake what's already been made, just like they're trying new things, they're getting creative. Nope. The higher I got and the more I looked at Pikalytics, I was like, oh no, this is just me. This is me down here in La La Land. And I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna start in Great Ball 8 and see what happens. It's gonna starting Great Ball 8 in the middle of the month, that's gonna be an experience of its own.
It's true.
I'm not gonna go against old people who are trying to get into Master Ball again. I'm gonna go against people that belong there, and it's gonna be wild.
That's very, very true. It's interesting going into Great Ball 8 later on in the
I've never done it before.
Yeah. Because at the beginning of the month, you can face off against anybody. Like you've got like your top 50 people as well playing in Great Ball 8, trying to get their way back up to Master Ball. They don't get to start off in Master Ball. Everybody is on Great Ball 8. So if you're one of the first people playing, yes, it's possible for you to climb up to Master Ball 1 incredibly quickly, because there just aren't that many like super top tier people playing. But it's also possible for you to face off against like Eduardo. And like you're just casually playing against one of the best players in the world. So it's really interesting to see. Going in at this point of the month, though, you get to face off against people who landed in Great Ball 8, which is fine. And like they're making their way. And, sometimes there are people who decide to join in later on in the month as well. And sometimes you might be facing off against people who deserve to be in a tier higher than that. But it is very fun to see. It's also a great place for experimentation, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People in Great Ball 8 tend to beat me. Like, when I'm going against better players that are in Great Ball 8, I could beat those more readily than Great Ball 8 players, because
You
You
don't
don't
know
know
what to
what
expect.
to do. You have no idea what they're
No.
up for.
Yeah.
Like they'll double ally switch on you. They don't care.
They will hit the Sings on Sing Pikachu because they have brought the scope lens.
Did I ever tell you about my one experience?
Wide lens. It's been a
Oh,
week.
oops. I think I didn't talk about this experience, and it was one of the first experiences I've ever had in Sword and Shield. I believe I was on my original climb to Master Ball, like right in the beginning. So,
Okay.
it was a different time back then. We had Whimsicott, we had Arcanine, we had Togekiss, Excadrill, Tyranitar.
Life was different,
Um,
yeah.
I went against the Gardevoir with Ally Switch,
Okay.
and then I knocked off the Gardevoir, and the Gardevoir then revealed to me, and it was a Gardevoir that did nothing but click Ally Switch, Ally Switch, Ally Switch. It then revealed to me a Choice Scarf. You first lock yourself onto Ally Switch, and then, to make it worse, you already have +2 priority. Why do you need to be faster?
I am switching before you switch. Every time.
Oh no.
You will never switch before me. Extreme speed? More like extremely slow.
Oh, maybe it was to outspeed, the Arcanine Extreme Speed. You never know.
That's it.
It's the only way. Big
Wow. Wow. That is wild. I love Great Ball 8. Great Ball 8 is the best place to be. I don't think I want to be outside of Great Ball 8 for this season.
Those of you wondering, no, they didn't beat me.
Well,
eventually I was just like, oh, I ended up helping them by removing the Choice Scarf for them.
That's
it was just a knockoff bait, they just wanted to get knocked off.
The Gardevoir's pleading with you. Save me from this nightmare.
Honestly, like all I had to do was lead with a Friskmon and I won the game automatically. I would have just known exactly what I was gonna do every single time. Okay.
Oh man, that is so funny. So you freed the Gardevoir from its nightmare of
its eternal suffering.
Yeah, its eternal suffering.
It just can't stop spinning.
And the first thing it does is Dazzling Gleam. It's like, I can finally attack you. But too bad it gets knocked out with the knockoff. Oh, that's the ultimate sadness, is if it gets knocked, or if it gets KO'd with a knockoff.
What would have been really great is that if I didn't KO it with the knockoff, which I did, it would have if it just hit me with that Shadow Sneak or like that super like physical non-stab weird move.
I need to check this right now for science if Gardevoir does have any kind of physical moves.
It should get a Shadow Sneak. That's one of them for sure.
Wow, interestingly enough, leveling up, not a single physical move.
Smack me with the pound.
Yeah. TMTR though, you do get Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Fire Punch. You get all the punches, and the Giga Impact and Thief. And
Facade. That Trace Iron Fist Gardevoir set that I've been working on with all the punch moves.
Right. Yeah, it does get Shadow Sneak though. You're right. Knockoff. It also gets Body Slam, Facade, Fling, Zen Headbutt.
Everything you don't need.
Yeah, everything the Gardevoir doesn't need.
Why do you think Pokemon does that? Like, do you think Game Freak is just sitting in their little office chairs coding, and they're like, let's give this Pokemon so many moves that it'll never use, but let's give it to them just because it looks like they get them.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is.
Like, why even bother giving some Pokemon like 5 attack or like 30 attack and 130 special attack? Like, what's the point of that discrepancy?
Like, what's the point of giving them physical attacks if they have a 30 attack stat?
Yeah, like, why? You don't need it.
Yeah. Well, because like, what if they don't, right? Like, this Pokemon has 30 attack, and so it can't use Fire Punch, or so it can't use Mega Punch.
Just one of those questions, like, why does this exist? I know it has to exist because
It's like an in fiction reason.
Sometimes you don't want to do damage either. Like it's nice that Sneasel can't
Oh no, you
OHKO your
never want to use
Colossal.
it. You never want to use it.
There are instances though, like with Sneasel and Colossal, like it's nice that Sneasel has no special attack stat because then you can actually hit your Colossal gently.
I guess so. I guess so. You can lightly tap it, but I think those kind of use cases we created.
Yes.
We made those use cases. We don't. They weren't made with that in mind.
Granted, we weren't the ones to be like, "Hey, look, you see this Sneasel, this Weasel Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's make it swim. Let's give it surf."
That's fair. Yeah. I mean that's true. Yeah, there is the fact that you can trigger weakness policy pretty easily on another Pokemon. Snowy Bug 09 says that. I guess if I wanted to proc a weakness policy on a Blastoise with my Gardevoir, I can Thunder Punch my Blastoise. And you know what? I want to see it work. Somebody go ahead and post that in a rental code chat.
I want to see someone Thunder Punch.
I want to see a Gardevoir Thunder Punch a Blastoise and trigger a weakness policy. Thank you.
I said Groudon. Blastoise.
Groudon. Yeah, then Thunder Punch your Groudon and have nothing
good luck
happen.
with that one. That does bring me to the question though: how much of Pokemon is actually intentional, and how much is created by the player base?
How much is created by the player? I mean,
like, do you think Game Freak went out and said,
Game Freak?
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, let's make Colossal."
Yeah.
And we're also going to make this Pokemon Dragapult that pairs very well with Colossal? Or do you think that's just all player base figuring it out and everything that Game Freak does is random?
100% made by the players. I would. Yeah. I'm on that train. That it Surf Dragapult and even like Aqua Jet, what's his name? Urshifu, completely unintentional use case with Colossal. I think so Colossal was made with the purpose of like it will be able to soak a no pun intended soak a like physical water move without taking a ton of damage, and then also be able to super speed itself. People just figured out that oops, it's actually kind of broken. You didn't fully think through this Pokemon.
So you would say that Game Freak doesn't consider competitive when creating Pokemon, or is that also a stretch?
I think because I used to allow people to figure that out for themselves.
Yeah. I used to think Game Freak cared a little bit, then they released Station. So I don't know anymore.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That is very true.
Dragapult outspeeds Choice Scarf Dracovish by 1 point. They definitely do things on purpose. That is a good point. Yeah.
Dragapult outspeeds Choice Scarf Dracovish by 1 point. I mean,
with those funky EVs,
that's
they
a very specific group of 2 Pokemon. One being Dracovish. I don't know.
But I think those EVs are so specific. On the Dragapult is 142. That's very specific. You don't see that very often. So that could be something there.
I am willing to say that they consider competitive up until stats. I think there are enough times where like one Pokemon will outspeed another Pokemon by literally 1, and it's like, okay, so this has been tested enough that they want one Pokemon to be better than the other, because if not, then balance will be weird.
Another example is Cinderace and Inteleon.
Yeah.
It's a 1 point difference again,
right?
For some reason.
Well, and that one makes some sense, because like you have your starters that are being made in conjunction, and you want one to be
feel water to be fire, yeah.
Right. But yeah, I definitely think there's consideration put into it to an extent, and that extent probably in my mind didn't reach Colossal and its use in competitive specifically. Possibly for other things, I don't know.
I just honestly think there's no way to balance perfectly a 900 character game, right? Like if you
Yeah.
give a game like League of Legends or Dota 900 characters, even they're gonna struggle. Like games that are clearly very balanced and have been working on their balance for a very long time and have constant patches to fix certain characters.
Right.
You give them a 900 character roster, they're gonna struggle.
I thoroughly think that it's about time that Pokemon starts implementing regular updates.
Oh yeah.
I think they're way overdue for that. I think, again, comparing to esports like League of Legends and Dota, the game is 90% updates and 10% new characters. So you introduce a new character and then you have the meta just kind of do what it does. And then as the meta goes along, you change little things about it every 2 weeks or so. And
Take a
that
week.
makes for such, yeah, it feels like a week sometimes.
Yeah.
And that creates such a balanced game and a game that continues to feel fresh, even though you play it like you play the exact same map over and over and over again. The game should feel stale 10 years in. Somehow it doesn't. And it's because of all of these variations. It's because of all of these updates and making some characters relevant, making some characters irrelevant. And I think it's high time that Pokemon actually went ahead and did that. You could very well make Serena incredibly relevant and make people love using her if you just boosted a couple of stats for a couple weeks, and then boost some other stats and reduce some stats and move some stats over for all these different kind of Pokemon.
I know why they don't do it. They don't do it because they don't want to scare the casual audience. But to be honest, I don't think it'll even make a difference to the casual audience. They're just gonna sit there and try to reset for a different color, so they don't care about stats.
Yeah, I don't think
that wasn't a shot.
No,
fired,
it wasn't a shot fired. It was funny though.
This is actually what would happen.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it would scare the casual audience at all. I don't think the casual audience would feel it. I think
heck, give them new shinies. They'll love that.
Yeah. I mean, again, I hate to keep bringing it back to League of Legends and Dota, but that's what we've been playing a lot these days, League of Legends. When people make changes to the meta, when Riot makes changes to the meta, does anybody who actually, doesn't pay attention to it, actually notice anything? I don't think so.
I have to ask you sometimes. I'm so what happened this week?
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. I just figured it out as it goes. I'm oh, this is starting to appear a lot more in my games. Let's ban it.
Right. And if you're not super into just one character and playing the heck out of this one character, then you won't really see that much of a difference. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I definitely think we could use updates. The sad thing is that they've maintained the same mentality of we just package a game and then ship it out and people go ahead and enjoy it. But I think Smash, Super Smash Brothers, that proved that regular updates can actually fix your game. Mm-hmm. There were regular updates for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and it kept the game alive. It kept the game fresh. It kept the game going to the point where now we still have Super Smash Brothers tournaments. Now we still have a budding Super Smash Brothers community. Mind you, the community kind of imploded on itself, but the game is still good.
Very fair. I want to bring up something Boris said in the chat. He says Series 9 is really balanced, almost too balanced for me. It's overwhelming. I would agree. And me and Mike were actually looking at stats earlier that supports that fact. Series 9 is very balanced. And I think going back to Series 7, it's one of the most balanced metagames we've ever had.
Yeah.
So
that's why they kept it for so long, by the way, because they figured that they fixed it.
That's all nice and good, but how do you keep a balanced metagame entertaining? You have to throw a wrench in it sometimes, right? Yeah. And I think what they've been doing to experiment with that and to experiment with VGC in general and keeping VGC fresh for a long time, they've been updating the series and the Pokemon that we're allowed to play when they should have been updating numbers. I feel like it's time they update some numbers. Yeah. Maybe if it's just a mid-season or a mid-game patch.
That's so interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
they've done like game to game. Just Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon to Sword Shield, they updated Aegis numbers. X and Y to Oras, they updated Raichu numbers. They've updated numbers before.
Yeah.
But for some reason they wait until a new game to do it, and it's always on a Pokemon that doesn't make much of a difference. Like Raichu was already fast, they just made it 5 points faster. Aegislash was already tanky, they just made it 5 points less tanky. It doesn't seem like
it didn't do much.
That's enough. Yeah, and you have 800 Pokemon, 900 Pokemon. Why are you only changing 2 of them?
It's so interesting that you say that with creating disproportionately good Pokemon. That is exactly what Series 8 did. When they introduced Zacian, you introduced that Pokemon that like was totally broken. And yes, Zacian just sucks.
Shave some speed off that thing, please.
Shave some speed off of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But to introduce a Pokemon into the meta that was super, super disproportionately good, I think that was actually a good thing for the meta, because what that did is it gave everybody a raid boss. They were like, okay, what is the team that can deal with Zacian properly? And they made that team. And then they played that team. And every single time they went up against Zacian, you either had the people who really wanted to play Zacian or the people who really wanted to knock out Zacian. And if you didn't have either one of those things, Zacian or a Zacian killer, then you lost the game. But I think that what they did afterwards, where they were just like, okay, here's the Pokemon and it's gone. That is the problem right there, where they're like,
what did we do for 3 months?
Exactly.
What did we work hard for? Nothing.
What did we learn? How could, like, I've spent all this time figuring out this Pokemon that ups its own attack and attacks me really fast. And I figured out how to take it down, and I've adjusted my team, and now it's gone. And it's like, okay, so I guess I'll wait until that comes back before I figure out how to deal with that again. But and people were chiming in the chat as well, and I agree that there are other games like that too. Apex Legends, CS:GO, Rainbow Six, all of these like shooters, they have they have a rolling adjustment of their stats as well. And even in like, split second strategy or overtime strategy, RTS as well, you've got like StarCraft, Warcraft, that kind of stuff, Civ. All of these updates, they keep the game fresh, they keep the game running. So it's hard to, not see an adjustment like that in Pokemon. Smogon does, as chaotic as Smogon can be, that is the thing that I appreciate most about it, is the fact that they don't just let the game be the game. They change things about it. They tweak what Pokemon you can use, because they can't tweak what stats they can change.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that 100%. And
Cool.
something else we forgot to mention is they actually did do, like Cloverball said this in the chat, they actually did update Xerneas and Zacian in the most recent Sword and Shields patch. But they updated something very minor. You remember how you used to be able to go into the team while you're in a battle and see if they brought a Zacian or see if they brought a Xerneas by seeing if the animation was different or the sprite was different?
Yeah.
They removed that, so you can't do that anymore. So
the potential is there to change things about this game. We all knew that going into this. It's gotta stop.
They waited until after the series was done to make that patch update, by the way. Can we just...
I mean, I guess that does speak to what Series 10 might be, but
yeah.
It also could not. And that's kind of the sad thing, is like, if they're not focusing on competitive with that patch, then, we could absolutely not.
What do you think would happen if they just re-release Series 8 as Series 10? I think people would be more upset about that.
I would agree.
I think that would be the game killer. Like, that'll be the end of it all.
Yeah.
Because people already didn't like Series 8, and you're just going to bring it back, and they're not going to be happy about it. Like, Series 7 had the benefit, or Series 9 had the benefit of Series 7 being good. Series 10, if that's the case, won't have that benefit.
Right.
It's a metagame that people already didn't like, and I'm sure they are not excited to play it again after having a 3-month break off of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see what happens.
Fun comment there. Dragonair Jordan VGC says, it makes me sad that most of the Gmax Pokemon will be bad after Sword and Shield. Interesting thought. I had never considered that. A lot of Pokemon are meant to just be their Gmaxes. Much like a lot of Pokemon were meant to. Yeah, right. Exactly. Much like a lot of Pokemon were meant just to be their megas. R.I.P. Pinsir, R.I.P. Beedrill, R.I.P.
Mawile was my favorite.
Mawile, yeah. Heracross. Lots of bug Pokemon just got utterly destroyed after X and Y.
Mike only named bug Pokemon for he only named bugs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else am I gonna name? Charizard? Yeah, that one was fine already.
I mean, Kangaskhan.
Nah. No other Pokemon apart from the bugs.
Wasn't Kangaskhan the first Pokemon banned to Ubers in Gen 6? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yes, it was. They wanted to get rid of that super fast. Okay, so I mean, I guess before we end things off, oof, boy, that got passionate. I like that. That was a fun talk. Just a couple of housekeeping things. Again, Kevin will be streaming tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST. I will also be streaming on Wednesday at 7 p.m. EST, both on the Pokésports YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pokésports. You might have to put an accented E. Oh, but try it without.
You'll find it.
Yeah, exactly. As well as this. So in our Discord, we have had a topic suggestion section for months and months, going on over a year now. It was said by somebody, I believe Colton, that they would like to see community submitted videos or podcast episodes or guest streams. And I wanted to say that, we're open to that. But I think for us who've been like so like self-curated and like we were the ones who made everything for the past however many episodes that we put stuff out, it takes a bit of a vetting process, obviously. So shoot us a message in Discord. Both of us are just, our names are right there when you go into Discord. It's very easy to find us. Send us a message. Let's get talking if that's something that you wanted to do. Because we totally want to, showcase the community's skill and showcase what the community is doing. We just want to make sure that it's that we don't drop quality in what we do. So
me and Mike are very protective of our content. If you guys weren't, it took us a very long time to even get an editor.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I want to thank everybody for listening to Pokésports after a week of us on a break. It feels like it's a bigger thing than it was. We just took a week off. It's nothing big. It's very cool to see everyone back, and we're back in action. So here we go. You can always find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Pokésports. Find us at Pokésports Pod on Twitter or Pokésports Podcast on Instagram. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and anywhere else you find your podcasts. As well as on Patreon, patreon.com/Pokésports Podcast, where we will be doing our league, monthly league, starting up again as of next week, where both people who come in first and second will be receiving their very own shirt.
Kevin in second place. Obviously, because Kevin is now the god of Series 9 because he plays with Moltres. This I play with Moltres and Comfy. I'm the best player ever.
I play with Moltres and Comfy while y'all play with Machamps.
Poor guys.
I do want to give a big patron shout out, but also I want to do something that I don't usually do while I just lost Kevin's sizing. There we go. I did want to do something a little different this week. Well, I want to just play a little bit of music while I do that. I'm going to be playing M-Dash's Unwavering Heart Emotion. There we go. Just while we do this. Because I feel like, just reading off names isn't always super fun, but when we hear music behind it, that's so much better. So I want to give a big shout out to Matthew H, our showcaster tier. Matthew, send us a message. You want to showcast something? Send us a message. Let's get your message out there.
You know what? This week we're shouting you out,
yeah,
Matthew.
I'm shouting you out. Boom. All right. We got Corey, we got Servo Mark, and Carlo H. I love having music while I read these out. Carlo H, Corey, First Olympian, Dreamweaver, Jack S, Scott D, Joseph G, King Boo, Martine, Ahmed, Colton W, Ro Ixon, Rowan, Alex Scott Sauce, George M, Greg T, Lewis J, Make It Totter, PA, Ryan G, Soen, and that's all. Big thanks to all of you guys. You are what make Pokésports able to continue like it has been all this time. So big thank you to all of you, as well as all the people who've been watching and listening. Kevin, you got anything to plug?
Sidonio sells New Jersey. Google it. Find me. You guys have a house in Jersey you want me to buy or sell? I got you.
Wow.
Wanky wanky. That's what I'm plugging for every single day of every single week now.
Very cool. All right.
I'm to buys now, boys.
Wow. All right, folks, that's going to be it. I hope you enjoy.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Toodaloo.